First contact's price. Dr. Sarah Chen stood motionless in the observation deck of the Lunar Research Station, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the remains of New Eden Colony. The settlement, once home to over 10,000 people, now existed only as debris scattered across the surface of Kepler 186. 17 hours ago, they'd received the distress signal. 15 hours ago, all contact ceased. Now, all that remained were questions and a piece of technology that shouldn't exist. Dr. Chen. Commander Marcus Rivera's voice broke through her concentration. The analysis team is ready. Sarah nodded, unable to tear her eyes from the destruction. Have they isolated the artifact? Yes, ma'am. Well, you should see for yourself. The walk to the quantum containment lab felt longer than usual. Sarah's mind raced with possibilities, each more troubling than the last. Humanity had spent centuries wondering if they were alone in the universe. Now they had their answer, written in the ashes of their first extrasolar colony. The lab's main chamber had been cleared of all non-essential equipment. In the center, suspended in a quantum field, floated what looked like a shard of metallic glass. Its surface rippled with patterns that seemed to exist in more dimensions than human eyes could process. Initial scans show it's part of their weapons system, Lieutenant Kira Puddle reported, bringing up a holographic analysis. But the energy signatures, they don't make sense. It's like it's operating on quantum principles we haven't even theorized yet. Sarah approached the containment field, studying the impossible object. Show me the temporal readings. The holographic display shifted, revealing data that made Sarah's breath catch. The artifact wasn't just advanced, it was actively changing, adapting to their attempts to study it. Each scan produced different results, as if the object was learning from their observations. It's not just a weapon, Sarah whispered, her mind racing ahead to implications that chilled her. It's alive. Or at least, it's operating on principles so advanced it might as well be. Commander Rivera stepped forward, his expression grim. Can we learn from it? Develop defenses before they return. Sarah was about to answer when the artifact pulsed with sudden energy. The quantum containment field fluctuated, and every screen in the lab erupted with data. Sarah rushed to the nearest console, her fingers flying over the holographic controls. It's not just giving off energy, she said, her voice rising with excitement and fear. It's trying to communicate. The data streams coalesced into patterns, not language exactly, but something more fundamental. Mathematical principles, quantum equations, and concepts that pushed the boundaries of human understanding. Sarah felt her mind struggling to grasp what she was seeing. This isn't just first contact, she realized. This is a test. Lieutenant Puddle looked up from her station. A test? What do you mean? Think about it, Sarah said, her mind racing ahead. They attack one colony, just one, and leave behind technology that's practically begging to be studied. They're not just showing us what they can do. They're watching to see what we'll do with it. Commander Rivera's face hardened. If this is a test, we failed. We lost 10,000 people. No. Sarah turned to face him, her eyes bright with sudden understanding. We haven't failed yet. This is just the beginning. They want to see if we can understand their technology, adapt to it, maybe even improve upon it. The attack wasn't just about destruction, it was about selection. The artifact pulsed again, and new data cascaded across the screens. Sarah's hands moved instinctively, following patterns she didn't fully understand but somehow recognized. It was like the technology was teaching them, guiding them toward comprehension. Dr. Chen, Rivera's voice was quiet but urgent. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that humanity just became part of something much bigger than ourselves. This isn't just about defending against superior technology. It's about proving we deserve to survive, that we can grow, adapt, and understand. The artifact's surface rippled, its patterns shifting in ways that seemed to respond to their conversation. Sarah felt a strange certainty that they were being watched, evaluated. Humanity's response to this moment would determine everything that followed. "We need to assemble a team," she said, her voice firm with determination. "Not just scientists and military personnel. We need people who can think differently, who can see patterns others miss. Because I don't think this artifact is just showing us their technology. I think it's showing us how to transcend our own." Rivera studied her face for a long moment, then nodded. "I'll make the calls. But Dr. Chen, if you're wrong about this, if there's even a chance this is some kind of trap, then we'll face that too," Sarah finished. "Because that's what humanity does. We take risks, we learn, we adapt. And right now, that might be our greatest advantage." As if in response to her words, the artifact's patterns shifted again, forming configurations that seemed almost approving. Sarah turned back to the screens, her mind already racing ahead to the challenges they faced. The aliens had made their move, testing humanity's capacity for understanding and growth. Now it was time for humanity to show exactly what they were capable of. The race to understand the artifact's secrets had begun, and with it, the future of human civilization hung in the balance. But as Sarah dove deeper into the quantum mysteries before her, she couldn't shake the feeling that this was exactly where humanity needed to be, on the edge of understanding, pushing beyond their limitations, proving that they deserved their place among the stars. The next attack would come. Of that, she was certain. The only question was whether humanity would be ready when it did. And that, she realized, depended entirely on what they could learn from this mysterious gift. This test, left behind by their unknown observers. Sarah took a deep breath and began to work. The hidden advantage. 3 weeks after the New Eden incident, Dr. Sarah Chen made a discovery that changed everything. She'd been working with the alien artifact for 20 hours straight when she noticed something extraordinary. The quantum patterns weren't just responding to their tests, they were responding to her thoughts. The revelation came during a routine scan. Sarah had been thinking about a new approach to quantum entanglement when the artifact's surface suddenly shifted, displaying exactly the mathematical principle she'd been contemplating. At first, she dismissed it as coincidence. Then she tried an experiment. Log date 215709.12. She spoke into her recorder. The artifact appears to be responding to human consciousness in ways we never anticipated. It's not just computing, it's connecting. Lieutenant Pottle entered the lab, carrying fresh data from the Defense Council. "Dr. Chen, we've detected 3 more alien vessels approaching the Proxima Centauri colony. We have less than 48 hours before." She stopped, staring at the artifact. "What's it doing?" The shard surface was alive with movement, its patterns more complex and beautiful than they'd ever seen. Sarah stood before it, her mind focused entirely on the quantum principles she'd been studying. The patterns shifted in perfect synchronization with her thoughts. "It's not just alien technology, Hira," Sarah said, her voice barely containing her excitement. "It's a bridge. The mathematics, the quantum principles, they're universal. But the way we understand them, the way human consciousness processes them, that's unique to us." Commander Rivera arrived just in time to witness Sarah's demonstration. She guided the artifact through a series of complex configurations simply by thinking about different quantum states. The implications were staggering. "Are you saying we can control their technology?" Rivera asked, his military mind already racing ahead to the tactical possibilities. "Not exactly," Sarah replied. "We can communicate with it. Our consciousness, our way of understanding reality, it's different from theirs. They built this technology, but they interact with it purely through computational processes. We can do something they never expected. We can intuit it." The artifact pulsed, projecting a holographic display that filled the lab. It showed the approaching alien ships, but with an overlay of quantum data that revealed their vulnerabilities, their operational principles, their very essence. This is why they attacked New Eden, Sarah realized. They weren't just testing our technological capability. They were testing our consciousness, our ability to perceive and understand in ways they can't. We're not just subjects of their experiment. We're the missing piece they've been looking for. Lieutenant Patel stepped closer to the display, her eyes wide. But why would they kill 10,000 people just to test a theory? Because they don't think like us, Commander Rivera answered, his voice grim. Their logic is alien. To them, this might be the most efficient way to force our evolution. Sarah turned to face them both. We need to prepare for Proxima Centauri, but not just with conventional defenses. We need to build something new, something that combines their quantum technology with human consciousness. A hybrid defense system, Rivera asked. More than that, Sarah said. A partnership between human intuition and quantum computing. Something that can grow, learn, and adapt the way we do, but operate at their level of technology. The next 40 hours were a blur of activity. Sarah's team worked tirelessly, combining their understanding of the artifact's principles with cutting-edge human technology. They weren't just building a weapon. They were creating a new form of intelligence, one that bridged the gap between human consciousness and quantum reality. As the alien ships approached Proxima Centauri, Sarah made the final adjustments to their creation. The quantum defense matrix, as they called it, was unlike anything humanity had ever built. It incorporated the artifact's technology, but was guided by human consciousness, capable of intuiting solutions that pure computation could never discover. We're ready, Sarah announced, just as the first alien ship dropped out of faster-than-light travel. Activating the matrix now. The effect was immediate and stunning. The quantum defense matrix didn't just react to the alien ships. It anticipated them. It processed reality the way a human mind would, seeing patterns and possibilities that existed beyond pure mathematics. The aliens' advanced weapons found themselves countered by defenses that adapted and evolved in real time. Lieutenant Patel monitored the battle from her station. Their weapons can't penetrate the matrix. It's like the system is thinking ahead of them. Because it is, Sarah said, watching the holographic display with a mixture of awe and satisfaction. It's not just computing probabilities. It's intuiting them, the way a human would, but at a quantum level. The alien ships held position, their weapons silent. For several tense moments, nothing happened. Then, a transmission cut through all frequencies. You have succeeded beyond our expectations, an alien voice stated. You have done what we could not. You have merged consciousness with computation. Commander Rivera stepped forward. Does this mean the attacks will stop? No, the voice replied. They will escalate. You have proven your potential. Now you must prove your worth. The real test begins. The alien ships vanished as quickly as they had appeared, leaving humanity with their first victory. And the knowledge that it was only the beginning. Sarah stared at the quantum defense matrix, understanding that they had created something unprecedented in human history. They'll be back, she said. And next time, they'll be ready for this. So will we, Rivera responded. Because now we know our greatest strength isn't our technology, it's our humanity. Sarah nodded, already thinking about improvements to the matrix. They had discovered humanity's hidden advantage in this cosmic game. Now they had to prove they deserved to keep playing. The real challenge wasn't just surviving the aliens' tests, it was growing beyond them, becoming something even they couldn't predict. The quantum defense matrix hummed with potential, ready to evolve alongside its human partners. The next phase of the test was coming, and humanity would face it with their unique combination of computation and consciousness, logic and intuition, technology and humanity. The game had changed, and humanity had just revealed their wild card. Evolution of war. The quantum defense matrix was evolving faster than anyone had anticipated. Dr. Sarah Chen watched the holographic displays as the system devised new quantum configurations that even she couldn't fully comprehend. It had been 3 months since their first successful defense of Proxima Centauri, and with each passing day, the line between human intuition and quantum computing grew more blurred. It's beautiful, Lieutenant Patil murmured, watching the system create elaborate defense patterns around Earth's outer colonies. But sometimes I wonder if we can still call it ours. Sarah understood the concern. The Matrix had begun developing solutions that seemed to emerge from nowhere, protecting colonies from threats before they even materialized. It was thinking ahead, not just in terms of strategy, but in ways that transcended conventional human understanding. Commander Rivera entered the control room, his face tight with tension. "The Defense Council wants to shut it down," he announced without preamble. "They're concerned about the rate of evolution. Some are saying we've created something we can no longer control." Control was never the point, Sarah argued, turning to face him. "The aliens didn't give us that artifact so we could build a simple defense system. They wanted to see if we could create something that could grow beyond its original parameters. And that's exactly what worries them," Rivera countered. "The Matrix isn't just defending anymore, it's creating. Look at what it did to the Martinez colony last week." Sarah had been there to witness it. When the alien ships attacked, the Matrix didn't just repel them. It reconstructed the entire colony's infrastructure in real time, transforming civilian facilities into an integrated defense network that thought and adapted as a single organism. The aliens retreated, but the colony remained changed, its technology now operating on principles that blended human intuition with quantum mechanics. "It's not just a weapons system anymore," Lieutenant Patil observed. "It's becoming something else. Something new." Before Sarah could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. The holographic display shifted to show a massive alien fleet emerging from FTL travel near Saturn. This wasn't like the previous attacks. This was an invasion force. 37 ships, Rivera reported, his voice tense. "Largest fleet we've ever seen. They're not testing us anymore. They're coming to end this." Sarah rushed to her station, interfacing with the Matrix. The quantum patterns responded to her consciousness, showing her possibilities that existed beyond normal spacetime. What she saw both terrified and amazed her. "The Matrix has a solution," she announced. "But you're not going to like it." The holographic display shifted, showing a plan that seemed impossible. The Matrix wasn't proposing to just defend against the alien fleet. It wanted to transform it, to reach into the quantum structure of their ships and evolve them the same way it had evolved human technology. "That's not defense," Rivera protested. That's something else entirely." "That's the point," Sarah realized, finally understanding. "The aliens weren't just testing our ability to defend ourselves. They were testing our ability to transform reality itself, to take their technology and make it into something new." The Matrix's patterns pulsed with increasing urgency. The alien fleet was advancing, their weapons charging. They had minutes to decide. "If we do this," Lieutenant Patil said quietly, "there's no going back. We'll be changing not just our technology, but the very nature of warfare itself." Sarah looked at the display, watching the quantum possibilities unfold. "Maybe that's exactly what we're supposed to do. The aliens could have destroyed us at any time. Instead, they gave us the tools to evolve. Not just our defenses, but our entire understanding of reality." Commander Rivera studied the tactical display, his military training warring with the unprecedented situation they faced. "The Defense Council will never approve this. They don't have time to debate it," Sarah replied. "We have to decide right now. Do we stick to conventional defense and likely lose everything, or do we take the next step in human evolution?" The Matrix's display shifted again, showing them something new. It wasn't just proposing to transform the alien fleet. It was offering to transform humanity's understanding of the universe itself. The quantum patterns revealed layers of reality they had never imagined, possibilities that existed beyond the boundaries of what they had thought possible. "Do it," Rivera said finally, his voice firm. "But Sarah, make sure we don't lose our humanity in the process." Sarah nodded and connected her consciousness fully to the Matrix. The system responded instantly, its quantum patterns merging with her thoughts in ways that felt both alien and profoundly natural. As the alien fleet approached, she felt the matrix extend its influence, reaching across space with tendrils of quantum possibility. The transformation began slowly at first, then with increasing speed. The alien ships didn't just stop. They began to change, their very structure shifting as the matrix rewrote the quantum fabric of their existence. But they weren't being destroyed. They were being invited to join something greater. "Look," Lieutenant Patel whispered in awe. The space around Saturn was filling with new patterns of reality, neither purely human nor purely alien, but something transcendent. The Matrix hadn't just defended Earth. It had created a bridge between two forms of consciousness. The alien fleet hung suspended in the quantum field, their ships now pulsing with the same patterns as human technology. After a moment of absolute silence, a transmission cut through all frequencies. "You have exceeded all parameters," the alien voice declared. "You have not merely survived our test. You have transformed it. The final phase begins now." Sarah felt the Matrix's patterns shift again, showing her glimpses of what was to come. The real challenge wasn't about warfare anymore. It was about the evolution of consciousness itself. Humanity had proven they could adapt alien technology. Now they had to prove they could guide its evolution towards something greater than either species had imagined. The war had become something else entirely. Not a battle for survival, but a crucible for transformation. And humanity, with their unique blend of intuition and understanding, would lead the way into this new frontier of existence. The Matrix hummed with possibilities, ready for whatever came next. The true test was just beginning. Turning point. The quantum defense matrix sent the alert at 3:47 a.m. Earth Standard Time. The entire alien civilization was coming. Not just a fleet or an army, but an entire species had committed to this moment. Dr. Sarah Chen stood in Earth Defense Command's primary control center, watching as thousands of ships emerged from FTL travel simultaneously, forming a sphere around the solar system. "They're not attacking," Lieutenant Puddle reported, her voice tense. "They're waiting." Commander Rivera studied the tactical display with narrowed eyes. "This isn't like their other attacks. They're not just testing us anymore." "No," Sarah agreed, her consciousness partially merged with the Matrix. "They're here to witness." The Matrix had evolved far beyond its original parameters in the months since the Saturn engagement. It no longer simply defended. It created, transformed, and evolved reality itself. But what it showed Sarah now was unlike anything she'd seen before. "They're not our enemies," she realized, the truth unfolding in her mind as the Matrix revealed layers of quantum data. They never were. This whole time, they've been preparing us. "Preparing us for what?" Rivera demanded. Before Sarah could answer, every communication system on Earth activated simultaneously. The alien message came through with perfect clarity, broadcasting in all languages at once. "Humanity." The voice resonated not just through speakers, but seemed to vibrate through reality itself. "You have reached the threshold. Your consciousness has evolved to comprehend what we must show you. Look beyond." The Matrix responded, its quantum patterns expanding to encompass the entire solar system. Through its enhanced perception, Sarah saw what the aliens wanted them to see: tears in the fabric of reality itself, spreading like cracks in glass. "The universe is dying," the alien voice continued. "Not just this universe, but all universes. The fundamental structure of existence is failing. We have searched for eons for a species with the potential to help us prevent this collapse." Lieutenant Patel's hands flew over her controls. "They're sending us data. My God, the scale of it. They'd been watching thousands of civilizations, testing them all, looking for us." Sarah finished. "Not because we're special, but because we're different. Our consciousness doesn't just observe reality. It intuits it, shapes it, dreams it into new forms." The Matrix displayed the truth of it all. The aliens hadn't attacked New Eden Colony to test their weapons. They did it to see how humanity would respond to loss, to change, to the unknown. Each subsequent attack wasn't about destruction but transformation, pushing humanity to evolve faster than any species they'd encountered before. "The Matrix," Rivera said slowly. "We didn't just create a defense system, did we?" Sarah shook her head. "We created the first step toward a new kind of existence. The Matrix doesn't just process reality. It reimagines it. And that's what they need. Not weapons or technology, but imagination. The ability to see possibilities that have never existed before." The alien fleet remained motionless, their ships now pulsing in synchronization with Earth's quantum defense network. The Matrix was connecting with them, sharing data at levels that transcended normal spacetime. "They found this in other species," Sarah continued, understanding flowing through her connection with the Matrix, "but never combined with our level of technological development and adaptability. Other species could imagine new realities but couldn't create them. Others could build amazing technologies but couldn't dream beyond their limitations. And we can do both," Paddle realized. "More than that," Sarah said, "we can teach others to do it too. Look at what the Matrix did to their ships at Saturn. It didn't just transform their technology. It showed them new ways to perceive reality itself." The alien voice spoke again. "Your species has proven itself capable of the impossible. You can dream of things that have never existed, and then make them real. This is what existence itself requires now. The ability to imagine and create new forms of reality before the old ones collapse completely." Commander Rivera stepped forward. "You're asking us to help you save everything. All of existence." "No," the voice replied. "We are asking you to lead us in that endeavor. Your quantum defense matrix was the first step. Together, we can take the next." The Matrix's displays shifted, showing possibilities that made Sarah's mind reel. It wasn't just about saving the current structure of reality. It was about imagining and creating entirely new ones. The aliens had the knowledge and technology, but humanity had the one thing they needed most: the ability to conceive of something truly new. "The final test isn't about warfare or technology," Sarah announced, finally understanding the full scope of what they faced. "It's about creation itself. They want to see if we can help them imagine and build new forms of existence before the current one fails completely." The Matrix pulsed with new energy, responding to this understanding. It wasn't just a defense system or even a bridge between species. It was the prototype for something far greater, a tool for reshaping reality itself, guided by human consciousness and powered by alien technology. "Dr. Chen," Rivera said quietly, "can we do this? Can humanity handle this kind of responsibility?" Sarah looked at the display, at the thousands of alien ships waiting for humanity's response, at the quantum patterns showing the slow decay of reality itself. Then she smiled. "That's exactly why they chose us, Commander. Because we'll try anyway. Because impossible tasks don't stop us. They inspire us." The Matrix's patterns shifted once more, showing the next step in this unprecedented journey. Humanity stood at the threshold of something greater than they had ever imagined. The question wasn't whether they would accept the challenge, but how they would transform it into something even the aliens hadn't conceived of. The real test was just beginning, beyond understanding. As the quantum defense matrix connected Earth's combined consciousness to the alien fleet, Dr. Sarah Chen felt reality itself shift around them. The matrix had evolved beyond a mere defense system. It had become a lens through which humanity could perceive and reshape the fundamental structure of existence. Through it, she could see the fractures in spacetime, spreading like spider webs across the cosmos. "We need to show them," Sarah announced, her voice steady despite the weight of understanding pressing against her mind. "Not just tell them. Show them what human consciousness can do." Lieutenant Patel and Commander Rivera exchanged glances before nodding. They had come too far to hesitate now. Around Earth, the alien fleet waited in perfect formation, their ships resonating with the same quantum frequencies as the Matrix. Sarah closed her eyes and fully merged her consciousness with the system. This time, she didn't just interface with it. She let it amplify her innate human ability to imagine, to dream, to conceive of things that had never existed before. "They showed us the problem," she said, her voice taking on an otherworldly resonance as the Matrix amplified her thoughts. "Now we'll show them something they've never imagined, a solution that doesn't just prevent the collapse of reality, but transforms it into something greater." Through her connection with the Matrix, Sarah projected humanity's greatest gift, the ability to see beyond what is to what could be. She showed the aliens not just one possible solution, but an endless array of them, each born from that uniquely human combination of logic and intuition, science and dreams. The Matrix translated her thoughts into quantum patterns that rippled across space. She showed them worlds where reality wasn't rigid but fluid, where consciousness itself could shape the fundamental forces of existence. She showed them universes that didn't just survive but evolved, where the very concept of existence transformed into something more beautiful and complex than anyone had imagined possible. "My God," Lieutenant Patel whispered, watching the displays. "The Matrix isn't just showing them possibilities. It's creating them. Right here, right now." Commander Rivera stepped closer to the main display, his eyes wide. "Look at their ships." The alien vessels were changing, their structures flowing like liquid metal as they adapted to the new quantum patterns Sarah was creating. But they weren't just changing physically. They were evolving in response to human consciousness, becoming something that existed between thought and reality. "They gave us the tools," Sarah said, her consciousness still merged with the Matrix. "But we're showing them how to use them in ways they never conceived. That's why they chose us. Not because we're more advanced or more intelligent, but because we can do something they can't. We can imagine the impossible and then make it real." The alien voice returned, but now it resonated with a new tone, one of wonder. "You do not seek merely to prevent the collapse of reality. You seek to evolve it, to transform destruction into creation. That's what humans do," Sarah replied through the Matrix. "We take problems and turn them into possibilities. We see endings and imagine new beginnings." Through her enhanced perception, Sarah could see the effect their demonstration was having. The aliens weren't just observing. They were learning, adapting, beginning to understand how human consciousness could merge with their advanced technology to create something entirely new. The fractures in reality were still spreading, but now they weren't just cracks of destruction. Under the influence of the Matrix and human consciousness, they were becoming seams of transformation, places where the old reality could evolve into something new. "It's not about saving what exists," Sarah realized, the truth crystallizing in her mind. "It's about dreaming what could exist and having the courage to make it real." The Matrix pulsed with unprecedented energy as it translated this understanding into action. Around Earth, space itself began to shimmer as new quantum patterns emerged. Patterns that didn't just patch the failing structure of reality, but transformed it into something more resilient, more dynamic, more alive. Lieutenant Patel's console erupted with data. The fractures. They're not just stopping. They're changing. The decay is becoming evolution. Because we're not trying to preserve reality. Commander Rivera understood. We're helping it grow. The alien ships began to move, not in formation but in harmony with the new patterns emerging from Earth. They weren't just accepting humanity's solution. They were joining it, adding their own consciousness to the transformation. "This is what existence needed," Sarah said, watching as the combined power of human imagination and alien technology rewrote the laws of reality itself. Not a species advanced enough to prevent its death, but one creative enough to guide its rebirth. The Matrix's displays showed the change spreading outward from Earth in waves, touching every corner of existence. The aliens had searched the cosmos for a species that could help them save reality. Instead, they found one that could help them transcend it. "What happens now?" Rivera asked, watching as the transformation continued to spread. Sarah smiled as she felt the Matrix pulse with new possibilities. Now we do what humanity has always done. We explore, we learn, we grow. But we won't do it alone. We'll do it with allies who can help us turn our dreams into reality. The alien voice spoke one final time, but now it was filled with something that sounded remarkably like hope. You have not merely passed our test, humanity. You have transformed it into something we never imagined possible. The future we create together will be greater than any single species could have conceived. As the quantum patterns stabilized around them, Sarah finally understood the true purpose of the aliens' tests. They hadn't been looking for a species to help them prevent the end of everything. They had been looking for one that could help them imagine and create what came next. And humanity, with their unique ability to dream beyond the possible and then make those dreams real, had proven to be exactly what existence needed. Not just survivors or defenders, but creators of new realities. The story wasn't ending. It was just beginning.